right? When you get a cheap game off eBay, it just doesn't work. Nothing. It's time to do some cleaning. See if we can salvage this game to get it to work. All right, what you'll need for this repair: some 90% or better isopropyl alcohol, a magic eraser, some Q-tips. I like to use deoxit, it's a little bit pricey, so you can use a Brasso or some other cleaners, and a small Phillips screwdriver, and of course a game bit that can open up the back of an N64 game. You can get these online, roughly a couple dollars for the whole kit. Really worth it if you're gonna be repairing a lot of video games. Now, sometimes you can just clean the contacts and that'll be enough, but for this we're going to do a little bit of a deeper clean. As you can see, there's some corrosion on those pins, and that's probably what's causing the connectivity issue, but let's see. Now let's open up the back of this N64 cart and get cleaning. Alright, now that we've got it apart, let's take a look at it. As you can see, those pins are super corroded. Some of them you can't even see the shine on them anymore. So we're going to clean them up with some isopropyl alcohol, and then we're going to try some of this deoxit and see if we can get some of that corrosion off to hopefully build a better connection. If your game is really bad like this one, sometimes I also like to use the magic eraser gently to try to clean off some of that corrosion. I like to leave a little bit of deoxit on there just because it helps improve connectivity. So I rubbed a little bit more at the end on there after cleaning. So let's put it back together and see if we can get it to work. Once we get it all working, we're going to see if we can't clean up some of the metal and shell pieces here. But for now, I just want to see if this thing's going to work or not. So gently put it all back together, click it in. You'll want to screw these screws back in. Got it back in the system. Let's put the power on and see what we get. And look at that. The game is working. Looks like it's working great. So a great deal on a rare game, paid off with a little bit of cleaning. If you're wondering how to get the rust off of the metal like this, there's a couple ways you can do it. You can use a deoxy solution of some type. However, I would not use deoxit because it's fairly expensive. You can soak these in vinegar to help reduce some of the corrosion on that. You basically deactivate the rust. And at that point, we can scrub it off with a metal brush and hopefully get it as clean as we can. For cleaning out the inside of the case, I would simply just use isopropyl alcohol and some Q-tips and get it as clean as you can. You don't want to do anything too abrasive so you damage the labels. Although this one's label is already pretty messed up, I still want to keep it as good as I can. Alright, they've been soaking for about 15 to 30 minutes, and I scrubbed them, try to get them as clean as possible. They don't look totally better. Obviously there's still a ton of gunk on there I couldn't scrape off, but at least they're deactivated, and make sure that they are completely dry before you put them back into your system. Otherwise, you're going to be doing a lot more corrosion scraping in the future. So make them as dry as possible. I also like to go over them one last time with some isopropyl alcohol, just to make sure there's no excess residue and make sure they're nice and clean. Once they are completely dry, let's get this thing back together and retest it to make sure everything still works. Let's get this back together. Alright, final test. Let's see what it does. Alright, looks like we fixed the game. Subscribe and like if you want more videos like this, and happy cleaning.